The feud between Kanye West and Jay-Z might not be as well publicized as some of Kanye's other feuds in recent years, but it's still very real. These two used to be friends. Some hope that they might be friends again. It looks like they're planning a summit to work out their differences and their lawsuit. There's a lot at stake here. The $3.5 million that Kanye's suing Tidal for? That's not a lot to Kanye or to Jay-Z. The lawsuit itself is really just an expression of their feud, we think. It apparently all started with Kim Kardashian's robbery. She was held at gunpoint while robbers made off with a ludicrous amount of wealth in the form of jewelry. Kanye laments that Jay-Z never called to ask how they were doing afterwards. And then Kanye went on an offensive, on-stage rant, saying "FK Beyoncé." He even brought up Blue Ivy, which is even less okay. Insulting Jay-Z's wife wasn't going to do him any favors with Jay-Z, but Beyoncé is a grown woman. Even mentioning Blue Ivy in that context, that's a great way to make people angry, and quickly. Of course, it was only a couple of days later that Kanye West officially had his breakdown. He cancelled his tour and checked himself in to get some much-needed care. Clearly, though, Kanye's off-the-rails remarks in the days and weeks leading up to that weren't isolated incidents, but part of his breakdown. After that, Jay-Z couldn't stand Kanye and his antics. Kanye, in the meantime, felt that his on-stage comments should have been excused because of his mental state. Honestly, we'd agree, if Kanye didn't have years and years of history of poor impulse control and frustrating behavior. If your friend has a breakdown for a few weeks and screws up, that's one thing. Though you can still break off contact if something was a deal breaker, mental illness is not a catch-all excuse. If someone close to you has a long-lasting pattern of toxic behavior that impacts everyone around them, including your wife and child, you don't have to stay close to them. Many believe that Kanye's lawsuit against Tidal regarding allegedly unpaid advances and bonuses is just Kanye being petty during his feud with Jay-Z. It looks like a resolution to that lawsuit and perhaps even to their feud could be just around the corner, though. TMZ reports that Kanye and Jay-Z will soon meet in an effort to bury the hatchet. Normally, they or their lawyers would have settled the $3.5 million dispute a long time ago. But since they're feuding, the two haven't been able to see eye to eye on anything, and not just because Kanye West is comically short. Reportedly, Jay-Z and Kanye are both willing to meet. If all goes well, this summit could end up resolving a lot more than a lawsuit. The generals, Kanye and Jay, have to meet face to face. When that happens, the resolving the money dispute is a piece of cake, one of TMZ's sources says. That's a little flowery, but when it comes to super wealthy, feuding celebrities, comparisons to war and generals aren't far off. We won't hold our breath for them to resolve things, though. Sure, they used to be friends. But there are a lot of hurt feelings and burned bridges for the two of them to overcome. Their wives and their disagreements are also a factor. And even if they settle the lawsuit and end the feud at this summit, that's not the same thing as their friendship rekindling. Hurt feelings aside, Jay-Z has to be thinking that it's only a matter of time before Kanye's words or bad behavior put them at odds again.